phone?
Oh.
I don't know. Oh, I think we're back.
Okay.
We're back.
Hi. Hi, guys, and welcome to Hello Live with Nikki show. I am joined by Kimberly Persona, the new star of the show on Treehouse called Miss Persona. It is for preschoolers, and we are so excited about it. It's so cool. I know that you have cast members from all sorts of different shows joining you, Magic School Bus. I tuned in. I watched a little preview of it, guys. It's awesome. My daughter would love to live in that fantasy world and go with you and listen to you sing every day. So tell me a little bit about how the show came about and about yourself.
Sure, yeah. So how did the show come about? I'm originally from Victoria, BC, and I came to Toronto, to the big bad city that I've now fallen in love with, called home. And I wanted to perform, and I ended up performing for kids a lot, and I just fell in love with it. And so we hustled for 7 years, and now we finally have a show. And along the way, we built this film family that helped contribute to making the creative of the show. So I'm super proud. It's very close to my heart.
People don't understand what is behind the scenes when you're building a show and how much work goes into it. They just see oh, that person's famous and they get to do a fun job. So what is the message behind the show? How did you, I know that you guys are trying to take kids into this imaginary world and you're dressing up as different characters and so forth, like the princess and,
So the show is kind of like a modern Mr. Dress-Up, and and instead of just trying on costumes, which of course my character does do in the show, but the reason that she tries on these costumes is to solve problems. So for instance, in one episode, she has this really adorable friend named Brandon who's a little teddy bear, and he's quite nervous because he's never ridden on the bus before. And so Miss Persona will dress up like a bus driver, and she'll kind of show him what that experience is going to be like, so that he kind of has the courage to do it.
Right, so it's relatable to kids, trying to teach them the life lessons that they need to learn in order so they have the courage to face all these. Can you teach my kid how to get dressed in the morning?
We do have an episode on that. We do. But yeah, it's less ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, and it's more like social emotional learning.
Right.
Which again is all those things like sharing and having your own bed for the first time, and all those really big
that's my second issue. My daughter's still in my bed every day because they're solving all. No, but you know what? It's amazing that you guys are focusing on these things, because I think a lot of the shows, there's a lot of educational content that does focus on those things in the educational part, which every teacher is like, that's going to come. Your teacher's going to be, your kid's going to learn to read. Yeah. But I think, even now, my daughter's JK teacher, they said that they're focusing on them sharing and, I want this toy. No, this is the way, so I think what you guys are teaching is really practical. Yeah. And it's life lessons that the kids could carry through. So that's amazing. Yeah, and it's fun.
Thank you. And the other thing that we say, that I say rather, at the end of every episode is have a great day and don't forget to play.
Right.
Which I think is something that, don't we all need to do that a bit more?
It's a reminder for the adults too, right?
But yeah, that problems aren't scary. We just have to explore a solution together, and I think I think everyone could just.
I think moms and dads, you're gonna get a little bit of lessons for yourself in it. So how did I know that the idea and everything, but how did you guys come up with this idea to focus on these elements instead of the educational aspect?
You know what? I'm a very emotional person. Okay. I have a big heart. I have my heart on my sleeve, and I think it was just something for me that was way more relatable these days. You're right. Is that sharing piece, or feeling like maybe you have another sibling, maybe you're not getting the attention that you used to get. How do you deal with those kinds of feelings? For me, I'm still learning how to process those feelings. But yeah, that for me was a good start. And the whole show, my actual name is Persona, so it just kind of felt like the two.
I love it. I think it's so cute.
Thank you.
So what do you hope parents and children take away from the show?
Good question. One, the show features a strong female lead that takes on lots of different roles, like construction worker, doctor, veterinarian. And I think it's good for both girls and boys to be seeing that at a young age, to be comfortable with that. And the second thing is that what I really hope people feel from the show is that this show was not made by a bunch of executives. It was not made by a bunch of toy people. Like, this show was made by like indie people who just loved the shows that we grew up with, you know, like Mr. Dress Up, like Big Comfy Couch, and we wanted to make something that was an homage. Mr. Rogers, like, those are the shows that we love, and my whole crew and I just put our whole heart into the show, and so I hope that parents just feel that when they watch it with their kids.
And I think that they will, and I think, you know, like I said, I think a lot of the things that you guys are drawing upon is relatable.
Thank you.
What were some of your childhood? I know you named some of them, but what are your favorite childhood favorite
TV shows?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so many. But I gotta say, like, Big Comfy Couch, like Clock Stretch, like, I still 10-second tidy, like, I still do that in my life. I'm like, just 10 seconds. You know, Big Comfy Couch was a huge show for me as a kid, so it was a real dream because Lunette the Clown is actually played by Allison Court, and Allison plays Auntie Jam Jam in our show. She also got to direct a number of our episodes, which was really cool. And we actually shot in the studio where Big Comfy Couch was filmed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that was close to
it. Was
kind of...
Yeah, it was kind of real full circle. And, I mean, like, even Fred Penner, like, who didn't listen to that Sandwich song, like, on repeat? I could sing it for you right now. I won't, but I could.
We're going to get you to sing. Don't worry, that's coming.
But no, so it was like such a dream.
So who are the special guests that you have on the series that you guys are bringing in?
So Allison Court, who is Lunette the Clown, and she also directs the new Magic School Bus.
Okay.
And then we have Fred Penner, who's like, I mean, he's just the legend. Like, I don't know how else to introduce him. And we also have Joe Motiki, who was on the TVO Crawl Space, for those of you who watched TVO. He's amazing. He also does a ton of voice acting for Hotel Transylvania. And then we have Anthony Corelli, who only some of you will know, but he was a WWE wrestler for over 12 years on international TV, and he's from Mississauga, Ontario.
So all the dads out there, know you're going to be excited about that.
He's
like, oh my God.
He's so funny. If you have to watch one episode, Fruit Pop, he's hilarious, makes me laugh to this day.
And were you always in children's entertainment and this type of like work, or what was your like background of like how
Good question. I came to Toronto to perform, and you know, when you're like a 19-year-old, you know, big eyes, you know, naive to the world, I started auditioning for a lot of things that were like very sexualized roles, where it was like, you know, wear a push-up bra and, you know, show your stomach, and I got to a point where I was like, I don't want to do this. This isn't who I am. I don't feel good. And so, yeah, about, I guess, 10 years ago, I was just like, I won't go out for those things anymore. I won't do them anymore. I'm only going to make the content that feels right for me. And as I made those decisions, like kids and family content, you know, I just fell more and more in love with it. And I actually did a postgrad in kids media, which exists here in Toronto. You know, because you want to make sure when you're creating content that it's for the right age group, that you're taking childhood development into account, that you know the trends, that you know what's resonating with kids today. You know, a good portion of our show is about me Skyping with my grandpa.
Right.
Because a lot of kids these days, they don't have grandparents in the same city as them. Like, Skyping
My
is
daughter
huge.
this morning, it's funny, she's like, I haven't talked to Nana in so long, and she's in Florida.
Yeah.
And literally I called her and I'm like, Mom, shout out to you. I was like, you need to be doing live videos. I keep trying to get her to, because she's so funny and she was cracking me up, but it's true.
It's true. It's like, it is an experience now of a preschooler that like we didn't have growing up, that we want to make sure we're reflecting and addressing and making, you know, having them see that. On
And I loved when you were when I watched, you know, the show, that when you were dressing up, you're like, you could be anything.
Yeah.
So I think that's a message to kids. You know, a lot of times parents, I'm guilty of it too. You're like, you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be a lawyer. And it's good that kids have that imagination and that they know that they could be anything, and that they believe in themselves. And I think that was even just within the first 3 minutes of your show was one of the first things that I picked up. So I love it. And where could people find Miss Persona online? I know it's on Treehouse. And it's on YouTube.
Yeah, so Treehouse has a YouTube channel called Treehouse Direct. It's where they upload a lot of their original content. And this is their digital first series, which is so exciting. But the show will also air on Treehouse in January, which we're very excited about.
So you guys could preview it now. They're getting the little behind the scenes sneak peeks.
Yeah.
anything else that you want to add about the show, or anything that you want parents to know?
What do I want parents to know? I guess, I mean, I've probably expressed it, but just that, like, a lot of heart and love went into the show, and like, we hope you feel that. Like, even with the colors, it's not bright reds and bright yellows and bright everything. It's meant to be a warm, safe place where kids can experience the internet for the first time. We actually also are featured this month in the YouTube Kids app, which is super exciting.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's all global English-speaking markets, so anywhere in the world they can see it right now in an English-speaking territory, so we're excited.
Well, I think you're going to do amazing.
Thank you.
And the show is great, so guys, be sure to tune in. We'll be posting the links to some of them already on the ad that when we posted about the live show. I want to remind all of you, sorry about that, technical difficulties. See, that's what we love about live. It's live, that's it, it's real. We have hot pink and pink on our minds this month, and we are called Pink and Blue. So women, wear your pink and show your pride for breast cancer and cancer. Australia has one of the only countries that's going to be eliminating cervical cancer by 2028 by the HPV vaccine. They have been giving them to kids, and they say in 10 years that girls are going to be free of it. So that's like amazing news. So wear your pink, show your pride. My mom suffered from ovarian cancer, which is close to cervical cancer, so it's all relatable. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Next week's show, we are doing it on beauty and fashion. So I will have Luba Dalal, fashion stylist and organizer. I don't know if you guys have catched my Insta stories. She is going to be showing you behind the scenes and how you could organize yourselves. I know that organization is a big thing. Oh, yeah. And especially with your costumes, we could come and organize your set for you.
42.
So, wow.
42.
How many costume changes do you guys do?
I did 38, and we had a couple extra costumes for our supporting cast. So yeah, my costume designer, she won't answer my calls yet.
Oh my God. How long did it take her to make them?
Oh my gosh, yeah, 3 months. She worked really hard. Yeah.
Did it get really hot when you were on set? I can
yes.
just imagine.
We had a few ice packs. In fact, Joe wears this big belly, so we put some ice packs under his belly for him.
Oh my God.
The glamorous side of film television.
You know what? It's that in itself could be like its own series. I'll come back and we'll do another live behind the scenes. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and be sure to tune in next week. We will also have a hairdresser. Grace Graham is going to be joining us talking about how you can get these lovely beach waves. Ooh, so thank you so much, and be sure to tune in on Treehouse.